I'm with Andre, yes, farm manager stroke director of all the farm at Tiptree at Wilkins. Now, what's happening at this moment is that the one under my head that's got loads of strawberries in it is going up, and the one behind you, Andre, is coming down. So what's it all about?
So this system basically optimizes the land use. It's the crops are much denser between the lines, and when you need to operate, you lift one up and drop one down. So that way you create this wide corridor here, which you can see, and you can interact with the plant. And actually the system allows you to drop up and down, or to lift and drop to a level you wish to operate with the plant, you know, to the most ergonomic way of operating, picking or working on the crop.
Now, something I know that Wilkin is very strong about is that the welfare of a staff, because, you know, if I lean across, I'm picking at that height. Is there an optimum height for a picker, as an example?
Ideal, I would say, if you can imagine your natural position, your hands are down, and you know, and if the crop comes down to where your hands stand naturally, it's the easiest way to pick. But if you have to pick upright, and you know, up here, your hands are up, and how long you can actually hold that position, you know, you get tired very quickly, and efficiency drops, and people won't want to do the job.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It's all about efficiency. It's all about you know, how much we can optimize our production from given area.
Now, let's look at the strawberries, because we're a month since we last came, and I know we've talked about you're trying lights. You've got better heat in here than the outside, the crops that are in a normal tunnel. How far forward or backward are they, say, on an average year, or are they just average this year?
Comparing with the crops outside, we're about 4 weeks earlier here. So it's around 4 weeks before we see any strawberries outside. But this will start in 10 days time. You can already see the fruit is formed. It's getting ready. Another couple of weeks, and yeah, you'll see this turning red.
So, how does it compare now? Here's the next one. We say last year, because I know you'll have records from years ago, won't you, going up and down?
With the good weather which we had through April so far, and towards end of March, actually the crops are advanced, and we're looking about 5 to 7 days earlier than last year.
That's pretty good.
It is fantastic, you know, the early we start, the early the consumer will enjoy British strawberries.
Now, on that, British strawberries are very important because they taste different, because the other ones have been shipped halfway around the world, and that's what we should be doing more of, growing more crops in the UK. But surely the other thing about it is, and people don't realise, that Wilkin actually produce a huge amount of fresh fruit that goes straight to the shop, doesn't it? And particularly locally.
It does. So Wilkins, you know, the family has been farming on the estate for nearly 300 years, fruit producing for about 160 years, and jam making 140 years. But farming side is an integral part of the overall business. So going back 25 years ago, we were only producing for jam, and with the land available, expertise we have and everything, we turned into the fresh fruit market, and ever since we've been increasing our production and growing more and more for the fresh fruit consumption.
Now, the other thing is that if you're earlier, you get a better price, do you?
Yes, the price is definitely better early stuff, but yeah, on overall, you know, it's slightly better, but it needs to justify the expense what we're putting in to produce that as well.
And that's very important, isn't it?
It is important.
You know, we talked about lights. If you ever got involved with heat, that's going to cost, and it's all cost and cost, isn't it?
It is. With the heat, it's slightly, at the moment we're doing a trial, but we've got other ideas with the heat. We've got our factory, which is producing, working about 8 to 10 hours hours daily, and we're cooking the jam with steam and everything. All that energy, once the jam is boiled, it goes through the chimney out. So we're gonna try to capture all that heat, and we expose waste heat and introduce it to the structures to get even earlier production.
Because there is isn't there a factory somewhere, a jam factory, not a jam factory, a sugar factory that actually uses its heat to actually help a grower. I know there is one in the country that actually is, the wasted heat is moved.
That's actually a very good, thing to do if you can do it. If you've got a facility nearby, as we are, so you don't need to transport the heat long way. But by transporting it, a long way, you actually losing some heat. But the structure, which we're only 500 meters from the factory,
right.
and it actually makes sense, and that's kind of the next step which we're taking.
And there we are, nice and low, picking height. Is that right?
That's correct.
So they are. It's all about looking after the people and picking fruit at the right height.